Well, here, scientists are warning that the majority of the UK's peatlands are at risk of drying out in the next 40 to 50 years as the climate gets warmer.
Yet new research shows that instead of being part of the answer to climate change, peat bogs could actually fall victim to it. Joanna Carr explains.
An enormous wilderness of peat and granite. That's how Dartmoor is described in Sherlock Holmes. But this ancient place, and particularly its peat, is under threat.
Even the least severe climate change scenario, most peatlands move outside of their preferred climate.
This peatland, like the majority on Dartmoor, isn't in a great state. It's dry and there are gullies everywhere, taking the water out of the landscape. However, just behind me, you can see the drastic changes that restoration can make.
To be healthy, peatlands must be wet. Nationally, only about 13% of peatlands are in a good state, and on Dartmoor, that drops to 1%. New research from the University of Exeter suggests much of the country will become unsuitable for peat accumulation in about 40 years.
The research shows that these peatlands are likely to get stressed, but we don't know what might happen if we do nothing. These systems that we see here that are very dry will definitely, end up losing a lot of carbon into the atmosphere.
Millions of pounds are being invested in peatland restoration across the country, trying to fix historic damage caused by human activities like farming, forestry and peat cutting. Those involved in the work say it's more important now than ever.
What we're doing is we're creating some dams, some small blocks here.
That's what that is,
That's what this is here. Just out of peat that we're digging just to the side here. And basically we're building a dam across a gully. The idea being that it pulls water behind it and raises the water table.
A spokesperson for Defra says England's peatlands are of huge international importance, and that's why this government is investing £400 million to protect and restore nature.
Do you ever look at this and just think it's too big of a challenge?
Yes, it's a big challenge, but we are doing something about that. We might be, just working across a small area at the moment and a lot more to do, but it's imperative that we're starting. We're doing something.
This project has funding until 2030, but they say more cash and support is always needed so this landscape can be in the best possible state to meet the threat of future climate change.
That report was from Joanna Carr.
Amazing pictures.
Yeah, beautiful.